Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, me Sukirti Madhavi,
Amarin Gauradas,
and we welcome you today to our living room. And here we are, as we promised, with our video. And in this video, we are going to talk about a festival which comes twice a month, every month, month after month, year after year. So what is that special day? What is that special festival?
Ekadashi.
Yes, so here is our Ekadashi video, and since tomorrow is Ekadashi and we promised you a video before the Ekadashi, so here we have, with all your doubts, we will try to answer about Ekadashi, because we want each one of you to observe Ekadashi wonderfully and get the bliss out of it.
So a lot of people ask this question, what is Ekadashi? What are the glories of Ekadashi? Why do we fast on this day? So we'll answer many of these questions today. So Ekadashi literally means the 11th day. So when we have new moon, so 11th day from there, and then we have Purnima, so we have 11th day from there. Amavasya 11th day and Purnima 11th day. So those 11th day is called Ekadashi.
And the scriptures say that Ekadashi is most favorable for increasing spiritual practices. And how to increase spiritual practices? By minimizing the bodily needs. So we focus less on our body and we focus more on our spiritual aspect of our life. So that is how this day is very, very special, and this day is exceptionally dear to Lord Vishnu or Krishna.
So many devotees, what they do is they chant their rounds very nicely. Many of them chant extra rounds, and they study Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, and also they do their spiritual services, like if somebody is preaching, so they have preaching services. If they have some temple service or their puja, whatever, so they continue their spiritual services also. So the point is that Ekadashi is a special day where we try to absorb ourselves more and more in Krishna's remembrance and Krishna's service.
Actually, what to talk of the devotees, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's the Supreme Lord Krishna himself, and when he was here 500 years back, he insisted, he would demand, like once there is a conversation with his mother where he's demanding, or he's telling the mother that you must observe this fast of Ekadashi. So Mahaprabhu himself was telling people to observe this fast on Ekadashi.
So we need to understand that Ekadashi is actually considered the mother of devotion. So if you observe the Ekadashi Vrata nicely, our devotion will rise so wonderfully, and it will infuse our heart with devotion to Lord Krishna.
So the next question may arise that how to do this Ekadashi Vrata, how to fast on Ekadashi. So there is a long list of items which we are not supposed to take, and there are some items which we are supposed to take on Ekadashi. But this should not at any point of time demotivate you that, oh, there is not much to eat. There are items which we can eat. So we will begin one by one. We will discuss the list. So first we will discuss what we should avoid during Ekadashi fast.
So first thing is, of course, no non-vegetarian food, no meat, no fish. And not just that, no alcohol, no intoxication of any kind, no tobacco, no tea, coffee, and including other food items like grains. Grains primarily include wheat or rice. So sometimes there is a misconception, like in North India, people think that Ekadashi we should not eat wheat, but we can eat rice. Or sometimes I've heard in South India that people have this misconception that we can eat broken rice. So the rice in any form, wheat in any form. So similarly grains, any grain is there, like
dal, atta,
like corn flour or any other such flour which is from grains should not be eaten. And as Sukirti is saying, dal of any kind should not be eaten.
So no pulses like rajma or chickpea or any other masoor dal or moong dal or urd dal or all the varieties of dals. No peas also. No beans type of vegetable. No
so
vegetable.
Like we have French beans and broad beans. So all those vegetables are also not to be taken, although they are.
They come in the category of vegetable. I mean, we say they are vegetables, but those are beans type. So we refrain from those bean type vegetable also. So peas and beans type of vegetables are to be completely avoided.
And then there are some spices like we have like mustard seeds or methi seeds, rye seeds. So all that also should not be
Sesame
used.
seeds.
Or sesame seeds. So these are usually used in chawns and all, but on the Ekadashi day we don't use these.
And then the derivatives like mustard oil, gingerly oil. So because we are not using them as seed form, of course we do not use those oil also.
Yeah, in fact nowadays we have rice barn oil. So
Yeah.
this is a recent addition. So rice barn oil or soya bean oil. So any oil which has been derived also from there should not be taken. So we'll see what can be taken, but we're just counting the list of things which we should not.
And then when we are using some masalas, the ready-made ones like we buy from outside and we are using the garam masala or the sabji masala. So again, we do not use these things because we are not very sure what all has gone inside and what may actually affect our fasting. So we have to be very careful in using these pre-prepared or ready-to-eat masalas also.
In fact, if you notice that this, what is it, asafoetida powder.
Hing.
Yeah, here very locally they say LG powder. So that asafoetida powder is also actually containing a lot of wheat, so that also cannot be taken.
So all these are the list, my dear friends, which we have to avoid. This list may sound you overwhelming, but don't worry. We have the items which we can eat also, and there is a long list of that. So starting from fruits, fresh fruits and dry fruits, both the category of fruits can be taken. Milk and milk product like cheese or paneer or yogurt,
Yeah, just one point.
milkshakes. Yeah.
So when we are talking about cheese, we have to be careful that what kind of the curdling agent has been used. So it should be microbial agent. In India, it is not so difficult because we'll have that green mark. So the cheese also we have to be careful what cheese it is.
So then moving ahead, so we have things like milk and milk based products, paneer and all we can eat. So if you want, you can make nice paneer sabzi. Just that you don't add those things what we have mentioned. And yes, of course, we forgot to tell onion and garlic. That goes without saying that onion garlic is a complete no-no again on Ekadashi. So moving ahead, so non-grain products. Now there are some non-grain products which are actually high on carbs. For example, sabudana or sago. So that is allowed. Makhana.
But with sabudana, we have to be careful that we get from a very good source because sometimes there is contamination of rice.
And sometimes contamination of insects. There was some video some few months back or few years back we got where they were showing that how they make sago and insects are crushed.
Yeah, it is soaked in wells where a lot of insects fall down. So anyway, so that is one thing. And non-grain products, yes, like we have makhana, we say in Hindi, but lotus seeds, I don't know whether it's called foxtail. Okay, I'm not sure. So anyway,
lotus seed.
Lotus seed,
that
yeah, roasted lotus seed can be taken. And then
you can make kheer also with that lotus seed. It comes out very well.
Then we have water chestnut. So water chestnut is dried and then it is powdered. So that is available in Hindi. It is called singhade ka aata. So from some shops that may be available. We have buckwheat or kuttu ka aata. So that buckwheat is available in seed form also. Sometimes what we do is we just roast it and mix with some tomatoes and with some jeera and ghee or oil, and then we cook it nicely, and then it's pretty good.
Like upma.
Like upma, yes. And we have rajgi.
We also have buckwheat atta available with which we can actually make paratha, puri, dosa of buckwheat. So buckwheat, those of you who are outside India, you may find buckwheat spaghetti and pasta also.
Yes, once we saw it from we got it from Malaysia and yes. It had certified that it has no other grain in it.
Yeah.
So that is there, and quinoa. Quinoa is also, many places considered superfood, and it's available, and you can make nice salads. Otherwise, nice upma you can make from quinoa. And then we have a lot of vegetables that can be taken, especially root vegetables like potato, sweet potato, and we have the squash like pumpkin, carrots, and cucumber,
Lauki,
tomatoes.
tori, sabhi kha sakte hain, like.
Carrots and tomatoes and cucumber. Bottle gourd, and then lemon.
Ridge gourd.
Ridge gourd.
I was just thinking lauki tori in English.
And then zucchini in the West. Or now in India also zucchinis are available. You can roast zucchinis in little butter.
Bell peppers,
Bell peppers can be
capsicum.
taken. So actually, if you have potatoes and you have cheese and you have paneer and you have the bell pepper, and if you have clean olives, you can actually have potato pizza.
Then
right?
actually, if you have all these things, then you would wait for when is next Ekadashi, because it becomes so exciting.
In fact, I've seen there are devotee families where children become pretty excited on that day because the menu is special and the whole family gets around and they have exciting day.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
mean
so
you
much of
can
fasting.
actually make things like paneer ka sabzi with nice tomato and cashew gravy. You make the gravy and you make paneer sabzi. Along with that, you can have either cucumber raita or you can have carrot raita. And if you are able to find buckwheat or chestnut flour, then you can make parathas. Otherwise dosa. So I mean, there are a lot of things which we can do around this Ekadashi. We have Moria, which in North India we call samak ke chawal. So that also, so here in South India we have seen that devotees make tomato rice, they make curd rice with that Morias. They also make dosa. So there are a lot of things which can be done.
Yeah, and Sukiti did not tell you that we are already doing a recipe video, right?
Yes.
The first recipe video for the Ekadashi items, and we we hope that we'll give you a lot more videos for Ekadashi recipes so that your Ekadashi becomes at least comfortable. You're not so much anxious about what to eat and whether it will be palatable or not and whether it will give you enough energy to see the day through. So there is one other significant question which some people asked us, and we want to take this opportunity to address that, and that is, can we take grain prasadam if it has come from a Vishnu temple on the day of Ekadashi? For example, sometimes we may go to Jagannath Puri or some temple and we get some prasadam on Ekadashi,
and
or
somebody gives
Parthasarathi
us
temple in
puli
Chennai.
rice.
Yeah. So can we take? So it is very clearly mentioned that on the day of Ekadashi, Vaishnava or devotee of Lord Vishnu does not honor grain prasadam, even if it has come directly from the temple. That is the day when Lord ordained us to fast. Now Lord does not fast, he does not have to fast, so he will have nice feast. But we as his devotees follow his instructions and we do not honor grain prasadam that day.
Okay, so I guess that are a lot of questions. Oh yes, talking about now coming to who all can fast. So what is the qualification? Who can fast? So the answer is everyone should ideally fast. So whoever has a little faith, even if you don't have faith, still if you can encourage somebody to fast, wonderful. So everyone should fast or everyone can fast. Pregnant women or very old aged people may find it little difficult or challenging. So if they can also continue fasting, because here, as we are telling you, a lot of options are there. So it is not that you are completely starving. It is fasting, but it is not starving. You are avoiding certain items only. But if it is difficult, or if your doctor prescribes, or if your health condition does not warrant, then of course you can, staying healthy is very, very important. So if it is a challenge, because each one of us have different bodily constitution. So if it doesn't matches with your, and if there are some huge difficulties, then of course you can abstain from fasting. But otherwise, as a guiding principle, everybody fasts.
And in fact, some devotees I have seen that they fast nirjal, they don't take even water, and even many years back I would fast every Ekadashi nirjal, but then I had some issues and then I stopped it. So fasting nirjal is not compulsory. It depends on your bodily constitution. What is my body, what it can take, what it cannot take. So of course, as Sukiti said, health is a priority and it remains a priority. So we take and we observe Ekadashi in a way which is healthy for us.
So now comes the question about breaking the fast. So how do we break the fast and when do we break the fast? So generally Ekadashi time, Ekadashi fasting is accompanied with what is technically called Paran time. So there is a stipulated time, a window in between where you have to ideally break your fast. So that falls on Dvadashi day, on the next day, and this is broken. The Ekadashi fast is complete by accepting a grain of rice or a grain on the fast breaking time. So that what exactly, and this fast breaking time varies from Ekadashi to Ekadashi. It is calculated on the basis of the sunrise position on the next day. So what we would suggest is that there is this Vaishnav calendar app which you can download, and there you just have to feed in your city and it will show that what is the time, like which date is Ekadashi and what is the fast breaking time for you.
In fact, Suketi, I really like that Vaishnava app, this Vaishnav calendar app. Why? Because it gives me notification.
Yeah.
So sometimes even if I'm too busy in my life and I tend to forget, it will give me a notification. Oh, tomorrow is Ekadashi. Okay, and then what is the Paran time? So it will keep us updated, and we would not have an opportunity to miss one important, any important Ekadashi.
So yeah, so that is very helpful, and this is how we break the fast. So now the question may arise that is observing Ekadashi all about the diet, or is there something else apart from that? So it is not only the diet, but as we said in the beginning itself, that we have to see how much and how actively we can engage in our spiritual activities. So that should be the focus of Ekadashi. The real observing of Ekadashi is engaging our consciousness in Krishna Katha, in chanting the holy names, and in doing all the other spiritual activities. So basically we have to intensify our spiritual activities, and we need to reduce all the activities which are pertaining to our body. So that is the thumb rule, and that we can work on, like,
why we spend so much time explaining about what to eat and what not to eat, because of course there are Ekadashi rules, but once they are taken care, then all our focus can be on how we can absorb our mind and consciousness in these in Supreme Lord and in His service, remembering Him.
In fact, that is how the cooking is so simple and not so fancy, and so you don't have to really bother about that. So that saves time. So what do we do with that time? So we chant extra rounds. So Prabhupada would say that if you get extra time, then try to chant at least 25 rounds on Ekadashi. So what we are trying to say is whatever number of rounds you are doing on a regular day, try to chant some extra rounds on Ekadashi. So yes, this is how we have covered most of the...
if some basic rules regarding the Vaishnava calendar.
Yeah, so how do we... Okay, yes, this is another very interesting thing, that many a times we get confused. Like my mother, she is in Lucknow and she would call and tell me, oh, here everybody, यहाँ पर तो सब लोग आज ही कर रहे हैं, तुम बोल रही हो कल एकादशी है. Like everybody is observing Ekadashi today and you are saying it is tomorrow. So what to do? So how do we understand that? So we in ISKCON, we come in Gaudiya Vaishnav Sampradaya, and the way how we calculate Ekadashi is based on the tithi when the sunrise happens. So now these tithi do not go like 12 o'clock midnight and that English calendar. So it is not at par with English calendar. The calculation is a lunar calendar. Yeah. So now the Vedic tithis are calculated. So suppose Ekadashi tithi begins, let's say today evening. Now it is what, 5:30. So let's say 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. If the tithi is beginning in the evening today. So though Ekadashi tithi is beginning today, the fasting is observed on the next day, because next day only the sunrise would happen on that tithi. So whichever tithi when the sunrise is happening, that is the day when we celebrate or observe the Ekadashi.
And in case sometimes if the tithi is there and the sunrise of tomorrow tithi is there, Ekadashi, and the next day sunrise also is Ekadashi tithi, so in that cases the Ekadashi is observed on the next day. So there are many rules and it's a little complicated and we may not be able to keep track of what's happening. So that is why we are saying, suggesting that Vaishnava calendar app. It makes our life very easy. So these calculations are taken care of by the app. You remember in earlier times we will have a calendar, you know, Panchang or other calendar. I've seen in South India also they will have calendars. And they will have these, tithis mentioned and what is all mentioned there. So, but this is calculated as per the Gaudiya Vaishnava principles.
Now, yeah, one more question you may ask is, what if I accidentally break my Ekadashi fast? So, my dear devotees, we should ideally be like very, very careful not to break the fast. But in case if that happens, so according to the scriptures, it is mentioned that there is this Bhim or Pandav Nirjal Ekadashi, which comes in the month of June. So it is said that if you have broken any fast, then ideally you should observe that particular Ekadashi Nirjal without even taking water. So that is one scriptural injunction. Second, Prabhupada would tell, like, once it so happened that his disciple forgot or accidentally broke his fast. So Prabhupada gave an instruction that then you observe the fast on Trayodashi, because Dwadashi one should not observe the fast. So Ekadashi, if you forget for whatever reason, so what you have to do, whenever you remember, balance Ekadashi you fast, and then Dwadashi you eat, and then the third day, the Trayodashi, that day you are supposed to fast.
However, every Ekadashi is unique, and we should try to observe every Ekadashi as carefully as we can. So the point is, even if we accidentally eat a grain, the fast is broken. So we may not intentionally eat, but if we are not very careful, a little careless here and there, then we may end up doing something, because of which we eat some grain and we break our fast. So that is one thing that we have to be very careful about. So,
yeah. And one more question which is asked, which we would like to address here is, on Dwadashi day, actually it is said that Tulsi Maharani takes complete rest. So we do not pluck Tulsi leaves on Dwadashi. We try not to disturb Tulsi on Dwadashi day. So that is one thing, because I am sure that many of you have already started worshipping Tulsi. So please don't disturb Tulsi Maharani on Dwadashi day.
So with that, I hope most of your questions are answered. And if you still have some question, you can definitely write, leave it in the comment box,
yes.
And we should answer those questions. And hope you have a very happy, wonderful, Krishna conscious Ekadashi.
So as Prabhu was telling, we would be also sharing that recipe video. So today we will be launching that video also, where we will be talking about some very basic, simple things for Ekadashi. So 3 recipes we are coming up with. Wait for the video shortly. So signing off, taking your leave. Hope it was helpful. Any further question, please write it in the comment section and we would get back to you. Leave your email ID also in the comment section so that we can directly reply to you on your email ID.
Otherwise, we can respond to the comment also.
Yeah, but then they may not know that their comment has been answered.
So then it's better that they comment on the Q&A link.
Okay.
We'll post the Q&A link also in the comment on the video description. Click the Q&A link.